Warning, we're going to talk about Golden Age comics, and we may swear at times, but fuck it. We're here. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Golden Guys, just like the Golden Girls without all the sex appeal, except someone got a haircut. So we'll talk about the Floby incident in Iowa. Some hack job over there. That is Paul. That is Paul. And of course, we always got here and Mr. Knights of Lowell down here. And very happy to have everybody here. I'm going to say hello to everybody. But first, let's go through who actually showed up on Tuesday. Okay, we've got Jambo Comics. How are you doing? Pretty good yourself. And we've got Anthony Perdue. Very nice. Don Heck, Artist Warfield. We're going to have some conversations today, I can tell. We've got already in the chat Chris Barrett. Now it's a show. We've got the Comic Core twice. We've got Just a Rican. How we doing, Erod? Very good to see you. We've got Mr. Gretzky 9966. One of the big ones in the chat. One of the biggest fans of the Archie Peps I've ever seen. And we've got Comic Books NYZ. Javi, what's going on? How are you? We've got anybody else? Chris Barrett, Comics NYC. Mac Daddy Austin. What up, guys? What up with you? And we're getting ready to say Midwest Comic Man. DS is here. And Mac Daddy Knights is here. And Two Brothers, good having you here. Just a Rican, that's $2 that'll be going. Let's do that super chat right here. We got a super chat on the Golden Guys. Look at us. That'll be going to the Hero Initiative right there. And Stream Element, thank you for being here. So everybody, this is Tuesday. I'm in my new office area, still working on it here. It's pretty much like this where it was. You can see in the background, it's pretty good. I like it so far. And it's gonna have Paul. How's everything going?
Just keeping undercover. Last week I cut the hair because I figured it'll be perfect length to get it done by a professional by the time they reopen. Then I took off the beard because I couldn't get a good seal on the mask with the massive beard. So, but we're just doing our thing, trying to keep everything going.
That's what we do. Yeah, Omaha, Nebraska, and Iowa are still the two states without any.
Yeah,
they're like, if you want to go out, go out.
My town is ground zero in Iowa. We've got more cases than anywhere.
Yeah, we've been lucky here pretty much as far as we've got a ton of cases, but our doctors here, the camp is here. But there we go. Let's go. DS, what are you up to down there?
Not much. I work at an essential services qualifying place, so my life hasn't changed except for when you go to the grocery store, I can't find certain things that we want. But other than that, I mean, it's pretty calm where I'm at specifically, although if you go an hour any direction from me, it's pretty rough here on the East Coast. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to hang in there. I am about to do what Paul did and just shave everything because I got a mop up here. This beard, can't get a haircut, so I'm just going to get clippers and just cut it all off. And other than that, I'm good.
Yeah, mine's already going back fast enough. It will definitely be long enough by the time the
Knights and I are going for the hockey hair look.
It's almost going to cover my eyes soon.
Yeah, mine looks like.
If I pulled mine down, it's way past my eye.
Oh yeah.
But again,
I probably got you both beat.
This may be the first time in my life I've been the most clean-cut individual.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's gotten rough here because they just announced there's no more school till September.
I expect that's coming here soon.
Yeah, they did that a month ago. They canceled school for the year where I'm at. So kids been out of school for the last 3 weeks already.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, they canceled school, but there was always the thought of like they might go back before graduation or whatever, but now they're like, nope.
Here they're saying maybe at the end of April, but I don't think I mean, like on all the boards that we've got for local people are like, they can open the schools up. I ain't sending my kids back.
Yeah, I mean, it was like a month or maybe even 5 weeks ago, but I think maybe 4 weeks ago, they closed schools. They said the year's over. And They're not reopening. They already said it at the outset. All schools are done for the year here. So that was that.
Yeah, they did that here, but I don't get any advantage out of that because my kids are not old to be in school. But what are you going to do? So anybody have anything to show before I go? I have 5 to show. I've got the Triple Crown of Fiction House covers for me. Well, the Triple Crown of Fiction House titles for me and 2 DC titles.
I got 1 book. That's it. If I'll show mine off, and then you got more than I have.
So. All right, go ahead. You have one of my favorite books of all time. So
I picked up this. This was a CGC 9.0 and an old holder, and I picked this up. I used eBay bucks, and even prior to the eBay bucks, I thought it was a good deal, and it was a book that I thought had a really good chance of bumping. And the price on this, there's a big difference between 9.0, 9.2, 9.4, and this looks minty. So I'm shooting for a 9.4. I'll be happy with a 9.2. If I get a 9.0, I'll make a handful of dollars. But I really think this has a chance to.
Now you know what year that is.
It's a really sharp copy, no spine ticks, a little dirty, and there's like a light bend down here, so there's not much. I think it's pretty good copy.
Paul,
if it's a 9.0 old holder, you're probably already looking at a 9.2 new.
Yeah, I could probably just crack it out, send it directly in, and it's a 9.2. But I think I can put a 9.4 on it. I mean, and there's no spine ticks. The corners are sharp. There's no tears, no nothing. I mean, there's a couple very, very minor things that, I send a lot of books in to get 9.4s, Bronze Age type stuff. This looks like those. And, I think I'm shooting for 9.4 anyway. It's classic cover. And this is a Buscema cover too, I think.
Yes, it is.
Nice getting that grade on a black cover like that too.
Yeah, I know. I looked for some of these for years before I found a suitable copy to get.
I received a very nice copy from TJ Watson that I haven't slabbed yet because I did read it until they came out with the new one there. It is on my first list to slab and to display in my top 10 Buscema covers, and that is definitely in my top 5. You know the year of that by any chance?
I think it's 71.
Right.
I got
they are very hard, though. It is one of the hard of the 71 of the Bronze Age books. Of the Bronze Age books, that is one of the toughest ones to find above A9. If you look at the numbers of it, that book versus, and the other one that's very common like that is a very similar cover, Submariner number 8 is also very tough to find, but not as much of. Funny thing is, it's not as desirable or as valuable as the 112, but it's an earlier book. Go figure.
What's that cover?
That is Thing versus Submariner.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The blue-eyed Ben is actually much darker maroon red. I think I have one here.
Yeah, it's the same thing except Submariner instead of and the Things on the other side.
Yeah, I think I have one here.
Every kid would want to read each of those books, so I'm sure that contributed to.
Yeah, here's that one. I had it here because I was actually going through some Buscema covers, and this is that one. You can see he's much darker, the blue-eyed Ben Grimm right there. But this is, again, a 12 center. This is number 8. It's another nice copy, beautiful copy here, again, from Mr. Watson on my one. He knew I had to get rid of books a while ago, and sometimes
you should sell that to me, JD, so I can have a little set.
I have to wait to get another one first, but I'm not going to go for one unless I find a Submariner set. Again, like I said, I've got a few things I have to do.
Well, there's books on my watch list and books that I hunt and books I really want to get. And this has been one for a while. And the only reason I want to get it is to have it, to enjoy it for a minute and get it in the best possible condition and then move it out into the community and sell it. And, make a little money for my effort, obviously. But I enjoy getting these books almost as much as getting the Golden Age stuff that I keep. I mean, it's relative to the size of the book. But I'm very excited to get this book, and I love it, and I'm not going to have it forever. But, super pumped to always be able to say I had a nice high-grade copy of this. It's cool. I like it.
Very nice. So if 112 has 9 9/8s, 38 9/6s, and 66 9/4s, and yep. So FF112 is also one of the most slab books of that entire fantastic. If you go from post 52, the most common slabbed one of the Fantastic Fours is not any of the later it's like 72 surf or anything else. It's 112. It jumps bang right to 112.
There's probably 700 or 800 copies of 112 on the census. I'm asking Barrett. Right. He's obviously on there. I don't know, but I'll bet you there's pushing 1,000 total copies on the census of that.
Oh yeah, it's very commonly slabbed. Well, here we go. This is one here. This is from 44. This is a jumbo. Wow, nice. Funny thing about this is one of my. It's kind of a unicorn as far as the artist. This is I don't know if you know who Art Saaf is, Saaf. This is him doing a Fiction House cover, and it's mostly Iger Shop work in there. It's the Eisner Iger Shop because it's from. And you've got the nice Sheena story there, and you've got some great stuff. Some of the other arts in here, Alex Blum and Arnold Hicks. So this is a good one. Then I went jungle, and this is Maurice. There's a storm-like white-haired character with a chain on the end of a leopard attacking the elephant, which is actually a theme during a lot of these, is the cats attacking the elephants of this particular run here. And the belt of Phantom Fanga is the Kenga. Kenga's in the background right there, taking down people on the steps. But it's a beautiful elephant cover right there. This is number 122, February 122, Maurice Whitman. Here's one we don't know who the cover artist is. This is the third of the Fiction House that have elephant covers, and it's Fight, and I'm one away from completing all the Fights of elephant covers. And I already have a bid on that one from somebody else. This is just an elephant cover in the background with Sheena, but I want to show that depth of that throw of that guy. That arrow is just showing a lot. We don't, again, can't tell for sure who the artist is. It's definitely somebody who likes headlights, but Sheena's not, but Tiger Girl is not her. No, this isn't Sheena. This is Tiger Girl. Tiger Girl was mostly drawn by Matt Baker. So
yeah, everything I'm finding is showing as cover unknown, but it's Iger Shop.
Yeah, and everything I've researched on it, that it's still the time era when Baker would have been doing it, and he did most of the stories and jumbos for Tiger. Superboy number 31. This is a Win Mortimer cover.
Oh yeah, you've been looking for that one for a while.
I have been, and I passed on a slab copy at $70 because I fell asleep. And but I do like
that
the
Comic
copy
Link had not too long ago.
No, this is the one that was on I lost on that one. This was on eBay or Comic Connect had it, and I just fell asleep. But it's nice. It's pretty solid. The guy put out like a 25% discount. It was over 100 at one point. But I got this one, which is a much nicer copy. This is at least fine, very fine. Really, there's not much wrong with this one. And I want to show one thing is the corners are as crisp for a book of this age. That's the only damage right there.
Okay.
Very nice.
I was wondering if it was a little miscut, but that's the backing board that I see kind of creeping out. In the
bottom.
I
I'll take it out. I actually did my first one cleaning of it right here, and it's got a little dirt there that I haven't been able to remove yet. Again, I use the Mr. Clean Magic Eraser, my favorite, but the back looks really good. The interiors are very solid. This is very few. I'm not going to give it higher than a 6. I never do.
Be careful with that eraser thing.
The what? Oh yeah, the absorbing.
I found that Mr. Clean eraser thing to be a little scary because it's pretty abrasive if you're not careful.
Oh yeah, I mean light touch it. Yeah, be real careful.
You almost floated across the cover.
Right.
Yeah, I usually when I'm cleaning the entire book, I usually get a cube of that Mr. Clean Magic Eraser, and I lightly sort of buff out the cover, and it gets a lot of the little dust off, and it really brings a sheen back to it. But you got to do it light. But I won't use it for anything other than that anymore.
Right. That's the only reason I use it for is to buff it and to decide what I want to do with this one. I have to take out of it because it's such a good copy.
Oh, nice one.
It's Wonder Woman 19. I got this. Fellas knew about it on eBay. I got it for about $100 less than the last one sold in a much worse condition. The guy who sold it to me as well showed me his number 20, and we're gonna probably, if anybody's interested in the Wonder Woman 20, there's a few of you guys that I'm gonna send this out to. Will be the highest grade on the census from what I've seen. It's well above a 9. It's a 9 at least. I mean, it has. I don't know. He said that this one is his best condition book of anything he has, and he's got a lot. But he refused. He didn't put it out on eBay or anything else. This is again. You have to be a fan of H.D. Peter to enjoy this. But I'm very happy to have gotten this. This is a good find for me at a good price that I couldn't believe I got it. Again, the cover is detached, but it was production detached. I don't like the rusty staple on top, but I'm not going to really argue about it when it comes down to paying a fraction of what this one would go for. It's a beautiful copy. And to show you the cover, the color of the pages, it would need a press by maybe Paul, since I don't still not into pressing yet my own books. But to show you the pages, which I took a few pictures of the other day, it looks pretty white to me.
Yeah, those are nice.
Yeah,
This
I
is
think white pages are not sure.
Yep, I'm very happy with this. This was my the big one, and now of course somebody sent me, "Hey, would you trade for Wonder Woman 9?" And I'm like, "Yes," but I have to figure out what I'm going to trade, which I'm going through a lot of stuff now. So that's that, and we're gonna.
You should press mine.
Let me see yours. 2.5. Oh, that's not 9. That's 1.
If you press this, then it could fit in a normal coffin.
Oh, is that just is that got spine rolls? Why it's in that hole? Yeah.
Again, I have a question about when did they determine that they're going to be putting it in the magazine size? Is it the time of encapsulation or is it the time of grading?
I don't know, but you know what's even worse though. You know, I asked Steve Borak on one of these shows, I think it was NY Warriors, where he was fielding questions for CBCS. What do they do when like this and it's a little too big for the holder? And he said they just won't do it. So that was really more. It's one thing we're getting these big ones. It would suck to send it all the way in and then not get it.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I've been told that this one has a decent spine roll, but it's not. Again, for some reason, this book is a little bit smaller than yours. Again, it's 40. No, it's Wonder Woman 19. So
early DCs get us. They can get too big for these normal slabs real easy. Look at that.
Yeah, this
you could stick your finger.
Well, it would be better if they had, like, everybody's familiar with the standard CGC slab. It's rock solid. It's nice. And then the magazine-sized ones are still that flimsy, cheap plastic.
Yeah.
The magazine or whatever. So I always shoot to get stuff. And not, stuff like pre-41 really is close. You have the slightest spine roll or overhang. It doesn't fit. And I've been lucky so far. I get them and it's wall-to-wall book in that slab, touching one side and the other side, completely filling the slab on like a 1940 book. And it's close. I'm always worried when I send in like a 40. This is
going to have to go in a magazine size.
Well, the Air Forces and the Air Aces, that publisher, theirs are always oversized anyway. A lot of those end up in.
Yeah, and this is a nice copy of a pretty hard to find book. So
that's why I haven't bought one of those. The U.S. Marines or Fighting Marines, the one that has the Japanese character that's like an octopus with a flamethrower fired at him.
Yeah. Is it? It's Air. No, Marine Forces, I think it is.
Yeah, I can't remember, but that one, the way it's printed, they always end up in the magazine size holder.
But just the size difference in different eras. Here's a Wonder Woman 61, one of the 3. And I know I have
the little Newton rings on there.
You got Newton rings on a magazine holder?
Just a little bit. You probably can't see it, but
how many pages was Wonder Woman 1? Was it standard or was it 48 pages or?
It seems like your normal golden and it's pretty thick.
I have a jumbo that very early jumbo in the teens that would absolutely cannot be put in a slab without a magazine slab. It's just
Some
that
people didn't want to press this. People were a little hesitant to press this.
I don't know. Again, to each his own. What everybody's slab. And I
was going to end up in a magazine holder, and is close. I mean, it's all the way from one edge all the way to the other edge. And it barely fits. I mean, this is 1940.
Right?
Yeah, and it's got that line roll.
Yeah, that's the Tarzan one, right?
Yeah, I was a little worried this was going to end up in a magazine, but they fit it in here. But I mean, it's wall-to-wall book in here. There's no room on the other side.
Yeah, that's the tightest I've ever seen a book.
It's the tightest I've ever done. It's literally touching
everybody.
Both sides.
That's the first virgin variant, if you know how tight that is. So we'll call it that. That's the virgin of the golden age. So.
Touching both sides of the inner well, and you know,
right too.
So, kind of surprised with that, but
so. But we're gonna jump
this a little bit by squeezing it in here. See that?
There's some DC for everybody.
Yeah, it's pretty tight.
And I was very happy with the Wonder Woman in the fight. This is actually a pretty good one. I'm happy with everything. Obviously, getting this jumbo. Thank you, Crassus from Montreal, Canada, who did not buy this one when my TakeBot friend, who him and I, he's looking.
Yeah, I remember when you got that one.
Oh yeah, I just it was on the boards. If you saw it on the boards, it's there.
You know, I tried to go on the board today when who was it? I can't remember. He does this like annual sale and he blows out like
October.
Who?
October.
Yeah.
Or Jim.
October.
October.
Yeah, I went on there and I was trying to follow. Right. Man, I don't have the ability to just sit here and click refresh.
3 seconds. Yep. 3 seconds. Take.
There's just people that are on there, like after 2 seconds, I refresh it and I see a book and then I see take it. See a book, I'll take it. See a book, winner. And it's like I'm done, man. I try once in a while. That's why I don't go on there, man.
I feel like some of the sellers could sell anything. It's like they don't even look at it before they hit I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, and you have to refresh it and then scroll back down. For me, I can't deal with that format, guys. I can't. It's too bad. A lot of good books on there. I just can't do it.
Yeah, well, one of the things that I'm going to tell you, the funny thing about when we just talked about the TakeBots, Comic Cave, these guys are great, and they buy a lot of books from me too. So it's not like I'm not gonna. But you're right. When October does his sale, I usually say, okay, just send me an elephant early, just so I get something. But I'm not even going to go there because I have my own thread to do at the same time. And both Rick and I were doing pulps at the same time, and we were literally dealing on pulps behind each other, like dealing with each other directly on the dirty underworld, we call it, of books that I didn't put on the thread that are $1,000 books and stuff like that. We just go directly to each other instead of putting them on the boards. But yeah, you're right. It is something about the TakeBots that we call them TakeBots, but they're just they're crazy buyers. And some of them are dealers too, because I've had a dealer contact me when I showed the pulps, wanted to buy half of them right there, one particular title, and it's still available for him. I said, just buy 3 and you get 10% off. It's pretty much, it's a no-brainer. If you buy a big book, you get all these other ones free because it doesn't matter the price of the book on my thread.
It's a little frustrating, but I'll tell you, the boards are a good place. But look, I'm the prime example of how you can be fully invested in the golden age market. You can score good books. You can be part of the community. You can, you're not missing out, and you don't have to participate actively on the boards. But I know whenever people get into golden age, people send them directly to the boards, and it's a great resource if you can deal with the format and everything. And there's a great book and very knowledgeable people. The chat boards I go on all the time to read stuff, but you can do golden age without going on the boards if you're like me and you just can't deal with the format. So I wish I could do it, but I don't feel like I'm missing out on a lot of books because I have limited funds. There's far more books than I can ever afford. So whatever I find is going to max out my budget. I don't need more books. I'm not struggling for more books. You know what I mean? I'm struggling for more money. That's so.
I agree with you. That's one of the one of my things about the boards that I do. Is I go on there, my golden age, and a lot of times I'm like, boy, I wish I had the money for that. Boy, I wish I had the money because that's a place where 6-figure books do trade often. And
yeah, I mean, if when I get to 6-figure books, I'll try the boards again. You know what I mean? But
yeah, exactly. And a lot of the dirty underworld that we talk about, the side deals and everything we do is, okay, you get first dibs on this run of my books. Tell me which ones you want, and I'll hold off and you decide. That does happen, and it's totally okay. It's a lot of us doing these. But when you see something out there that we're all like, who put that out there? Click, take bot, and you see 9 of us with the take on it afterwards.
Yep.
That's when that seller's like, I should have probably put an extra $1,000 on it or something. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I've scored so many good books on eBay that the guys on the boards don't ever see because they're not on eBay. There's a lot of people in the golden age market that I don't know that they look down on eBay, but the same reason I don't do the boards, they don't do eBay. I'll be on eBay all day long, and I'll find golden age, like rare
great deals on
eBay. It's out there. I mean, it's everywhere today. It's everywhere. So if it's rare, it'll show up however much it shows up, but it shows up everywhere when it shows up.
There's a rare airboy I want, which you guys just talk about. There's a rare one, and there is rare ones. It's volume 4, number 1, I think it is. I've got 2 out of the 3 elephant ones, and the find is it's just hard to find, and the only one I've ever seen is the one on eBay, and it says scarce. There's like 2 on the census. For an airboy, that's rare. And that's what, by the way, rare for us in the golden age is not rare. It's less than 10 on the census is considered rare for us. There's a big difference between rare and scarce. So we've gone over that many times. Scarce is different. Scarce is, in my opinion, more readily available. Scarce isn't, but rare is less than 10 on the census. Rare, very rare.
And I'm finding like a different kind of rare, just being in it for a while now, is certain big books that aren't like there's, at least 30 or 50 or more on the census, but they just never come up. And it kind of drives me crazy. Like More Fun 54, the Spectre.
All American.
Huge Spectre with the little ship in his hand.
I've got a theory on that, and this happened with Mask 1. This happened with Black Cat Mystery 50. This happened with Chamber of Chills 19, which is a common PCH book. But what happens is the people that there's an additional value that gets added to something when you own it. If it's just out there on the market and it's worth $1,000, that's fine. But if you buy it for $1,000, you're now not willing to sell it for $1,000 because you have invested your own ownership value into it, and now it might be worth $2,000 to you, but only $1,000 on the market. As the prices on the market go up and start to exceed what your total value is on it, they will start to come out onto the market, and that's what happened with Black Cat 50. Black Cat 50 was never, you couldn't find one anywhere ever. A whole year ago, by
2 years, I didn't see one.
Yeah, and that's because the people that owned it valued it more than what they could get on the market. And then once the market prices go up and people are like, holy crap, this thing's selling for 5, 10, 20 grand. Now all of a sudden, all these people holding them, they'll put them out in the auction market and on eBay and everywhere else. Now Black Cat 50 is common because the price has gone above what everybody's ownership value is. And that will happen with some of these other books if they go up in value enough.
Yeah,
I think the next big
value never a sale.
Well, you need one sale to open the floodgates, just like Mask 1.
That's it.
There was a Mask 1 that sold for like, I don't know, it was 13 grand or something, 10 grand or 13 grand. And after that, this was last year. Since then, there's been like 10 to 12 Mask 1 on the market. And there's probably one on eBay right now, which you never would see that book on eBay. There's probably one on board somewhere. There's probably one coming up in Comic Connect and Comic Link and Heritage in the next couple months. Same thing.
Hey, Wolf. Wolf Warner's here. One of the things I wanted to just point out is the Wanted 49 I have, the Buscema cover to cover. When I bought my slab copy, there were 2 on the census, and I had, there were 3 on the census after my second one. So there were 3. I had 2 out of the 3. There are now 6 since I sold 1. And I have another raw. So anytime I saw a Wanted from 49 to 50, I just bought them because I always wanted to check out the interior. If I bought a slab one, I wasn't going to open up that book. When I bought a raw, I kept it and I said, I want the raw version, not the slab version. I know it's, some people are like, why would I do that? And it's simple because I like the interior more than I like the cover. Even though the cover is iconic, don't get me wrong. It's this book. I think it's this right here. No, that's Wild Boy the Congo, which is a terrible interior. Terrible interior, great cover. There are some books that are vice versa. So.
If you want to do the spinner, I got the
spinner right now. We're going to do the spinner right now, and we'll talk about this stuff much later on. But we're excited about doing it. Here we go. We're going to have a good time with this. Put this up. Here we are.
So we're in 1940.
Little hour manage.
I didn't realize how early it was. He's pretty early. Has anything ever happened with this guy after the Golden Age? He reminds me of someone that would be in like the Watchmen, like that backup story that they had in the Watchmen.
Or he never showed up in Justice Society either.
I don't know, but this is 1940. You're saying?
Yeah, it's 58, right? It's number 50.
50.
Yes.
It's impressive that in 1940, Adventure Comics is already at issue 50.
Yeah. Well, it started at 32, though. So.
And we'll go to still 1940 Adventure Funnies #1. They already had amazing. Oh boy, what was it? Amazing Mystery Funnies. I think was up to issue 20 or something. So they added another one.
Amazing Funnies.
That's one of the earliest Joe Simon covers and books he worked on. Blue Bolt 1.
The original costume.
I don't see these very at all. I did like half-assed on one like last year or something. It went cheap, like not too much further than I should have. I don't think I've seen another one since, so maybe I should.
Like a Simon or a Kirby cover or something?
Joe Simon.
Okay.
I think Jack Kirby's was he started working with him on it. I think issue 3. Yeah. And let's see. Really fantastic. This is still number 40. What do you call that? Red? Oh no, the yellow fever.
Yellow Menace.
Yellow Menace. Okay.
Who is that? Lou Fine? Is that Lou Fine who did that one?
It looks like a Tuska or something. I don't think it's a Fine.
It's too built of a guy. Yeah.
It could be a Simon. Simon did work on Fox.
I was going to say we could have Simon right now. Yeah.
Then we got a war cover. I like these. They feel like they could be something out of the 50s or something to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
War comics. And
I'm gonna grab my glass.
Early. Clearly fighting Japanese, but I don't think that there was any marking on there. I don't know who the dictator is supposed to be.
What year is this?
41. And here's a Spider-Man looking something.
This one, I've kept my eye out for this for a few years, and I've only seen one copy that went very quick. Never had a chance. This is one I've been looking for, and this is a very tough one to find.
Same artist as that.
What, is it Charles Bureau?
Yep.
Charles Bureau?
Yeah, I need to get some more MLJs.
Oh, nice.
It's a pretty cool one.
Yep.
42.
What number is that?
Number
42.
40.
Number 40. One of my good friends is looking for number 39, the one just before it. You notice that's another one of those Sheena. If you want to know, look very carefully at that one. Like I tell everybody, they always rehash the same things over and over again. Always the same thing over and over again. So you have the spear being thrown right past her. Tiger Girl versus Sheena. Difference is better outfit on Sheena. National.
Sam, getting popular. Yeah, they had this one and this one in the same month in 1942. So he was getting pretty big. I never even heard of him until like the 90s or 2000s. And then we got in here in 1942. This is the first appearance of the Magic Lasso.
Oh, nice.
So she had, I think this is pre Wonder Woman 2 as well, or Wonder Woman #1. Sorry, I think that came out a little bit after this. But I
Sensation
kind of wanted it. #6 Sensation. I kind of wanted it, but it kind of they got jacked. The prices got a little jacked up after the movie, and I never really liked the weird kangaroo thing she's on.
Yeah, it's not an elephant. Get rid of it.
And we got this is a great one. This is a
oh yes,
great like poster, like propaganda posters. This is 1943 now. Schomburg. I kind of regret selling mine. I had a great 5.0 with this, and yeah,
we've done it. We've all done it.
Yeah. And then
another.
Here's a good one. Another 43 Schomburg.
That's a pretty desirable one.
Right there, right point blank.
Yeah.
Some people buy these war bonds and stamps ad books.
The Captain Marvel rabbit, Shazam rabbit.
Yep.
I like this one. It's peeling it back like a
tuna
can. This is early, still pretty early Wonder Woman, and she's.
What year is this? We're in 44.
43 still.
43, okay.
But you don't see too many saving of, African Americans, so that's pretty cool. We got this was I just was like, what the heck with this? I don't understand what this torture device is.
Well, if you look at Super Mystery Comics, they're zany. That's the only way I can describe Super Mystery. They're zany. All of them are like this, and they're all just zany. It's like circus covers with. It reminds me of the circus in Vegas where they go to in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas when they're tripping on mescaline and they're at that circus place. That's what these Super Mystery Comics remind me of. They're all like that.
Oh man! Thankfully, it's not as nightmarish as that movie, but
some of them are. There's the one with the giant paper cutter that he's pushing down on the wall. There's some crazy. If anybody in the chat or you guys want to see some crazy zany covers, check out Super Mystery Comics.
And that's a great movie too.
Yeah.
And we got a nice 1944 Batman Joker right here.
Bob Kane.
I doubt it. Did he do anything?
No, who would have done that? Look at this.
Pretty rare one. I don't see it very often, and it's one of the few like whitish timely covers. There aren't many at all. And some of the later Human Torches are just pretty scarce. For some reason, I'm not sure. This was a planet of 1944 planet that really didn't. I almost passed it up because it looked. I thought it was a Western. But yeah, I guess it's sci. I don't know. Is it sci-fi at all? Oh yeah, he's got like a ray gun.
Yeah. I mean, it may not be the most sci-fi of the planets, but if it's a planet, it's sci-fi. But that looks more South American tribal-ish.
Yeah, Aztec or Mayan.
Yeah. Which is probably an influence for that. At that time, that was a very exotic, unknown place. So it was still very mysterious.
44, I got another
Schomburg.
Doc Strange.
This was an example of this is 45. This is I like this one. It's like shows you the crazy proportions he would have these guys going sometimes, and look how massive Submariner is at the end of that. It's just gonna.
It is
a giant man.
It's like Gulliver's Travels all of a sudden. You know?
He has the Atlantean technology working for him there. And we got 46, so the Nazis are over. But this is pretty cool. I feel like this reminds me a little bit of the Suspense. What was it? Not the one you have.
Well, I don't have Suspense 3, but I have all new comics 8.
That's what it is. Yeah, it
no.
kind of reminds me of that. Just the placement of the girl and.
Yeah, it's similar. I haven't See that one
Fighting
too much.
Doc Savage and Black Terror and anybody else? That's it, right? Just Fighting Yank, Black Terror, and Doc Savage?
Yeah, it looks like
For
a
who?
cover, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's pretty neat having all
Yeah, it
three
is
of those.
pretty cool having all three of them on there. Three Schoenberg specialized in outside of the timely stuff.
If
So.
those were Nazis, that would command a lot more.
Exactly.
But I feel like this is pretty rare and probably could like something like this could go high just because there aren't, in an auction because there aren't many.
I'll tell you though, when that one comes up in like a 2.5, 2.0, it's probably decent. But then somebody throws out like a 7.5 of that, and it will go nuts.
Yeah,
because they're out there for these books.
Yeah. Here's another 46, pretty classic cap cover. And that's a lot for you, DS 46.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I'm not sure what is going on there. What kind of powers this guy has?
That's the Sparkle Fingers. Remember from the Shazam?
Is it like jazz hands?
Mm-hmm. Hey, Count Von Strange, Chad. Good having Chad here. C. Woodard, The Legend, Comic Smith, Misexplained. Everybody, great group of guys right now in the chat. We appreciate it. Oh, I got that one. I love that book.
Like a satanic.
It shows up again in several issues, but it's a specific animal. The Juju Tusks is the name of the whole deal is he's rescuing the ivory. He's got a tattoo on his head and everything else. He shows up again with Sheena in later issues. That's 88 or 86.
Is a Juju Tusks a clan of elephants?
Mm-hmm.
Like in the jungle?
Actually, the funny thing is that storyline in that jumbo is like 4 pages long, and the big ones in there are the other stories that you usually get in Ranger and Wings and stuff. So Jumbo is very jungle-ish on the cover. That was for the good girl art, while a lot of stuff was not. Not all Jumbos were jungles. There we go. That's a hot.
Yeah. I used to see more, and then it kind of got like spec'd priced up in the past, like, I don't know, 5 years or something. And so now it's always just way too expensive for me. But I love this cover. It's really cool. And I think it's the first, I don't know if it's her first, I think it might be her first appearance and first on cover. It's pretty nice.
I think you're right. And the next one, she's in the battleship. I think, in the submariners fighting the submarine. And she's coming out of the water there too. And she's got a different look on her.
This one is really wacky, right? So we got Hawkman underwater with the shark with some centaurs.
And where's
Are you going to go for centaurs after elephants are done?
No, not until DS goes after sharks.
I'll put sharks on hold for now.
I actually am bidding on something pretty cool for the elephants, but we'll see.
Here's an elephant. Yeah.
Yep, that's the one that's harder to find than I thought.
Oh yeah,
and it's just something that I'm looking for it. Again,
these go fast.
So yeah, Moon Girls are tough to find.
I love it.
Same Fiction House again, same thing. The spear being thrown.
Yeah, great outfit on her.
Literally replace that with the same theory. I mean, Iger Shops just recycled so much. So.
Mista of the Moon.
Yeah, she's a long-running character in that title.
49, we got some Western thrillers. Not entirely sure what's happening here. Is it her gun that he knocked out, or what is going on there? She giving him the gun? I don't know.
Is that who did that? That looks awfully familiar.
I didn't.
The hat and everything else could be. I'll have to look that one up. Paul, Western thrillers.
There's a signature on the bottom, but I can't tell. Come on, Paul.
It's like
when you get to it.
Looks like Powell's signature.
You know what number it is?
Powell.
Western 6, 1949.
Maybe Everett. I couldn't tell.
I don't think that. But here's the another one of those ones that I feel could have if you said this was a 1960s or late 1950s, I would have believed it for sure.
I think Ken Ball.
This title is interesting for pre-code horror because generally recognized as the first pre-code horror book was Eerie 1, which was a one-shot by Avon, cover-to-cover horror. And then after that, there was a couple one-shots here and there. Not much, really, until you get into the 50s. So between the Avon in 47 and the 50s, this title started in 1949. And this is a true horror title. So this is one of the earliest seminal PCH titles. And the early issues are really cool and tough to find. And issue 1 is a very highly coveted PCH book. And unless you're in PCH, you might, look past it because it wouldn't strike you as the typical PCH, but it's a pretty big PCH grail. And this is another early issue here. This is
number 1950.
That Western thrillers. It's not confirmed, but everybody thinks it's Saul Brodsky.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It looks like somebody we've all seen before. That I have a few Ken Bald Adventures into the Unknown, and they're reasonably priced. I mean, honestly, guys, you can get a VG for about $100 on about the teens and the 20s.
Here's a bad girl cover.
Mm-hmm.
Modern Comics. There's usually not any Black Hawk covers I put on, but this one's kind of cool.
There's some Black Hawk I like.
It's like a midget guy or something. And this is it's cold in there for her. You can tell.
Yeah, I had a couple. I picked up a copy of Heroes Con last year, and it's one issue away from the all-time classic Eisner cover. 22 is that blue cover with the femme fatale taking center stage. This is the issue right before it. Pretty good book.
Yeah. I seem to always put there just because they're wild covers.
Very
and a lot of pulp. Very pulpy.
Cat collector covers. Good one.
There's a few pulp like the artists like Norman Saunders and Virgil Finlay, who are probably the best of this era of the pulps from post-war on, are very like your Schoenberg and your Simon or your Kirby, so to speak, of the pulp. Would be Norman Saunders and Virgil Finlay.
Yeah, I think Virgil Finlay's stuff is phenomenal. He has a lot of good interior art on pulps too. That's the one thing I didn't know about pulps until I started. I mean, I got the stack over here and I'm keeping a bunch. Is the interior work on some of them, and on my thread I show a lot of interiors on it because it's just unheard of. Those full page drawings in the pulps. It's
splash page, full splash page
of a timely splash page. You know what I mean? They're real cool.
Yeah, I wonder if any of these pulp guys did posters for Hollywood, because I was reading into Frazetta, and they talked about him getting an offer after someone saw his Conan covers. Someone from Hollywood gave him an offer to do a movie poster, and he said he made his whole year's salary with just that one painting. So that's part of why he stopped doing.
If anybody's interested in a really cool movie about movie posters, it's very interesting to me as a comic collector. Everyone will dig it. It's called 24 by 36. That's the name. And that's apparently the standard size of movie posters is 24 by 36. But it's a history of movie posters from a collecting standpoint, a history standpoint, like a collectible art market standpoint. If you are into comic books, you will love 24 by 36. I think it was either on Netflix or Amazon Prime or on demand for Xfinity. I can't remember where I saw it, but it's out there for free to watch somewhere. 24 by 36. Super cool movie.
Cool.
If you're into comics, that art is phenomenal, and there's specific artists, specific types of posters they did. There's a lot. It's really interesting. Check it out.
Yeah.
I recommend, if you're interested in pulps, again, pick up Bookery's Guide to Pulps. It is the Bible of pulps, and it's got a list of every artist that you'll hear or any writer that you hear and what they did before and afterwards. So if you ever want to know, just check this out, this book. It's not cheap, but I mean, it retails on the back for $39.95, and that's what I pay.
What was the last update to that book?
This is 2020s.
Oh, nice.
I think he only updates it every 4 years.
Right, and I know it's coming out this year, so Rick said just wait a couple of weeks before I buy it, and it came out, and I bought that. And where I get it from, you get it from them directly. They also have a list of pulps that they sell as well, which you can also use. This has a price guide in it, and the price guide is right there. But what really sells is if the book is fine or higher, usually is double this. So he's got a sale book as well.
What is that called again?
It's called The Bookery's Guide to Pulps and Related Magazines. It's by Tim Cottrill, and he is forwarded by Jim Steranko. And it's got everything from what's the difference of how you grade them to what are the highest priced ones ever. You can guess the 1912 first appearance of Tarzan is by
how much does it say that's worth?
In VG, you're in the 30,000 range.
Jesus.
Yeah.
For which one?
The Tarzan, first appearance of Tarzan in 1912. The first Conan is reasonable, I guess, for the value. You probably could pick one up for $5-6 grand, but try to find one. That's the hard part. Not all these pulps are available.
And the cover is not Conan, I don't think.
No, the first Conan cover, Paul, is what?
It's I don't
even know if there was.
I don't know what the number it is, but
there is. It's his fourth or fifth one.
Yeah, there were, out of all of them, I think there were 6 covers that had Conan on the cover, and none of them would be what you would think of as Conan.
Yeah, October 1912 is the first appearance of Tarzan.
The one I sort of want right now as a pulp would be, I think it's Amazing Stories. One is the first Buck Rogers. It's sci-fi related, and I have
August 1928.
Yep, that's the first cover of Conan right there. Yeah. And
that Stories goes for.
This is the first ever Conan story.
Yeah, that's the Weird Tales that has the first Conan story. Amazing Stories, the first Buck Rogers is. What is it? It's Amazing Stories, August of 1928.
I'll keep going on so I don't get yelled at. Canteen Kate #1.
That's a
52.
That's big, right?
Expensive book, yep.
Yeah, and that's one of the few outside of westerns or wars that he signed.
Yep.
I mean, that's one of the rare big ones of his that has actually had.
I love this cover. 52.
Gangsters and Gun Malls.
Get those awesome.
That's actually a good title. That's a very good title.
That haircut. What do they call that?
Bob.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, something. Those eyebrows are awesome. That's a 52. And we got this early skull cover, I guess. Is this worth anything?
Yeah, that's worth. I had a 1.8 that I got back at Baltimore on site. It came back 1.8 off white, and I sold it for $4.95. So you'll see people. This is not super rare, but you'll see people with 2 O's asking like $800 or $900. It's not that, but a low grade is an easy $500. I mean, if you get a mid grade of this, you're talking it's pushing 1,000. So I wouldn't call it cheap. It's not quite top tier, but it's a good one to have, especially if
it's scary enough.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just such a classic in-your-face skull cover. It's I've heard people call this, among other comics, a poor man's Punch 12. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's a pretty iconic skull cover, and the yellow background. We all love yellow comic book covers, right? So
yeah,
it's a good one. Yeah, it's solid.
Cracks are cool too on the skull. That's pretty nice with the yellow coming through. And we got this one's pretty neat.
That's Cole, right?
No, that's an Atlas book.
No,
I mean, it looks like Neely or even a Burgos or something.
Yeah, Carlberg.
The Doubting Thomas.
Paul, Avengers of the Worlds. The Doubting Thomas. I like it.
And we got great. This will go in my black Marvel horror cover box.
First appearance of Werewolf by Night for real.
Yeah, first Werewolf by Night. There you go.
Talk about it. Don't on that spotlight.
All we need is somebody in the chat to throw the last soundbite up on Instagram somewhere, get it out there, and then Key Collector will add this. And
Thank you, Bonafide.
There'll be a turn this into a major
Adventures into Weird Worlds is Russ Heath.
Oh, Russ Heath, really?
Yeah, Bonafide had that up here too. Russ Heath, which actually now I think about that Worlds of the Unknown, the red cover of and I have a few Manili covers that look like that too, but that's nice. Werewolf by Night.
I assume Baker here.
Yeah, he has that look.
You're not gonna take the school bus home. You're coming with me.
There you go.
Here's another one for my black horror box. Atlas.
Not bad.
Pretty cool. 1954 Horror House. You just know. I just could imagine trying to find this without creases and stuff to be a nightmare.
Yeah. Oh, there's the Witch's Tales 25. The bell.
Yeah, that's
what happened. 8:30. See, we're approaching 8:30. What happens?
Well, that's a classic Lee Elias one there.
Yeah.
I actually have my buddy Lewis has a coverless copy that he bought for $10 with white pages. He's been trying to find the cover of that. I'm looking for the green label copies that are incomplete, that are cheap, just for the cover, to marry it with the white pages cover. It's harder than we thought.
Yeah, this
taken about 2 years. We could have bought The Witch's Tales 4 times over, but
yeah, this is probably on a lot of people's top 10 PCH list. It's not uncommon though. It's a Harvey book, and there's tons of them out there, and they go for a lot. I mean, it's $500 to $700 a point for 2 to 5 range. Pretty.
Is that a woman bottom?
Huh?
Is that a woman holding the rope? I can't tell.
No, I think it's like a strike.
Okay.
But it's a decapitated, the decomposing head inside the bell, so it's pretty graphic.
It's the head knocker cover.
Here's one 55 suicide cover.
Early on.
But I'm kind of surprised.
Yeah.
Kind of surprised they allowed this with the code.
Yeah, that's pretty.
That's actually one of the may have slipped one by, or a little early code. I'll take that off. So. And
then
Lorna, the Jungle Girl. Funny thing is, she becomes the Jungle Queen, and then they demote her back to Jungle Girl in this issue. She had a title. I mean, she was Lorna the Jungle Girl, then she became Lorna the Jungle Queen, and then she went brunette for a while. She did 1 year as a redhead, and now she's back to being a blonde, but with a lot more clothes.
And then this would not be in my black horror box, but it's probably like Ditko, some wacky cool comic. It's probably a great read, but they just kind of dropped out of the cool factor once the code came.
Yeah, and then soon after that, they just lost interest and started doing those the 3 titles with the pre-hero monster stuff. Tales of Suspense, Strange Tales, and whatever the other one is, I can't remember off the top of my head. Tales to Astonish. And they had all the monsters. They didn't even put effort into naming them. They just named them with a bunch of double letters.
Yeah.
And then that's where Atlas/Marvel was lost in no man's land for almost a decade. Well, maybe 5 years.
Right, Groot?
Yeah, Groot. I mean, that's always been a cool one because it's sort of tough to find. But I mean, after the Guardians of the Galaxy, that book has definitely gone up. But that Groot is not that Groot's an alien from another world that grows to massive size and destroys the Earth's cities and people. It's not related to the Groot we know now. Totally different. It's a monster from the planet X in Astonish 13. It's in name only, and both made of wood. It was the only similarity between the two.
And if you get the Where Monsters Dwell, which is half 1/10 of the, I think it's Where Monsters Dwell. I think it's 34 or something like that. You can get that, or 13. 34. You get that Where Monsters Dwell, and It's the same story. It's not the same. And Groot does appear later on in a king-size Incredible Hulk, I think number 5, with Wendigo, Groot, and I think
Wendigo.
Yeah, Wendigo, Groot, and
I always
2
called
others.
it Wendigo.
That's Canadian.
What do you
Bing,
about?
bang, boom.
Yes. Wendigo,
Wendigo.
or Wendigo?
Wendigo. I would think it'd be Wendigo. And it's fanzine, not fanzine. I'm going to say that for the last time, too. Someone says they're fanzines. Like, no, it's magazine, fanzine. That's how it's pronounced. That's why they invented them in the 70s, the fanzines. Sorry.
All right, well, I got to go early, guys. But
Yes. Thanks a lot. Nice for being here. And I'm going to shout out again, TJ, the Slabdagger Watson. Bonafide, thank you very much for everything you talked about. Been a great help, as always. One of our favorites that we have in the chat. Boyoed7 says, welcome, Golden Dudes. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for being a friend. Misexplained, Mr. Jason himself, very happy to have him here. Mark Napa, Canteen Kate. Wow, yeah. There's a few Canteen Kates where she gets a little bit risque. That's when Baker kind of took over, not so innocent on the first one. Phil Hartman also did album cover. Yeah, okay. Yeah. We've got Joe Exotic. Okay, we have great people here. So
here's that Adventures into the Unknown #1, 1949.
Right. That's now I've been told that that's the Pre-Code Horror official one, but a lot of people do go with the Eerie one shot.
Well, that was a one shot. This is the first. I mean, I would have to research it, but I'm pretty sure this is probably the first ongoing PCH title. This is 1949, so pretty early for PCH. And this is a pretty sought after book. I think it's pretty badass cover too. It's very noir and mystery, and it's very dark. I like it, so I would like to own a nice copy of this at some point. Pretty pricey book. That title falls off quick price-wise, though. The first couple are worth money, and it drops off very quick. And then, like, 4 through the end is really not. They're very affordable, but they're very.
I found this in my bun. This is a beautiful copy of a Golden Age book that you could probably find 5,000 of in a 9.8 right now. These were giveaways and you thought you had a gold mine when you said, look at the condition, and then you look on the census, and there's about 109 sixes. They're not worth a penny, but they're fun to look at and everything. What?
Is that a Harvey?
Yeah, but it's the Harvey, the official membership.
Wow.
Like you got it with something like maybe a cereal or something. There's no
Dolly 3D. There's that one. There's a couple other Harvey.
True 3D, yeah.
Somebody must have found a warehouse stock of them with hundreds and hundreds of mint copies, and just they're all on the market now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I found this in a box of the pulps, and it was there. I found that and the Jimmy Carter autograph. Yeah, found a lot of weird things in there too. I found in this book, I found somebody left a bookmark in there, and it's the article about this book from 1964 in the book. So I thought it was interesting. I go to a used bookshop, and this is The Old Man and Steve Ernest Hemingway, just another book I'm reading right now.
Yeah, that's a cool book.
Yeah, I'm reading. It's my second time reading this one. I kind of read Hemingway over and over again. Whatever.
I'll give you guys a preview of a book I have coming, which I haven't received yet, but I should be getting it tomorrow, and I'll do a preview for the benefit of you guys and people in the chat. But I picked up this book.
Nice. She's gonna have a bad day.
Well, the faces are intricately drawn in the background.
Oof.
And these hooded guys, giant axe. Yeah, this book is slowly getting more and more attention as the years go by. It's not quite as graphic as some of the other PCH books, but it's got a quality that's becoming more and more appreciated. So there's not many GPA sales, but when a copy pops up now, the price is really starting to move. So I saw a good one, and that's a 7.5 off-white to white. So nice. Really, really nice copy of that book. So I'm really excited to get that. I'll show it in person next week, but there's a preview. Perfect.
Yeah, I don't know I think I have a few books coming. I did a few trades with some people. I think a lot of them are Bronze Age. My other passion, the Bronze Age books that I was looking for, some high-grade Thors in the Bronze Age that are upgrades. I do have a housekeeping thing I want to talk about. I want to talk about mainframecomiccon.com, www.mainframecomiccon.com. We do have a slew of entertainment guests, a slew of independents with Ryland Grant. Helped us out very much so. We appreciate that. Excuse me. We also have a slew of artists for an artist alley. And this is a 100% charitable con that we'll be airing on this channel here. We've got looking forward to it. So again, go to www.mainframecomiccon.com. I think there's a scroll somewhere. I think there's a banner. Here it is. And we'll scroll across the bottom.
Now, when is that?
That is April 25th and 26th. And there you go to www.mainframecomiccon.com. Partnerships with Chuckload of Comics, Comic Core, and a few great sponsors, Chicago Comics, who actually, I was just saying, I picked up, including two, I know these aren't golden age, but two rare variants of one of my favorite villains is Malekith. And this is just bizarre of a great Silver Surfer Black book of Eating the Dinosaur. So I don't know if anybody's into the modern. I'm still into this, and I got a bunch of Punishers I can't wait to get through and read. I mean, about 80 books I bought from them. So great stuff. I really appreciate them as well. They've been, they're sitting out there on their eBay shop. They've got a great items right there. So Comics Mix Explained put it out there, www.mainframecomiccon.com. And, check it out, see if you'll see one there. Will you be showing art at a motherfucking... yes. I have, the art you see behind me. I can tell you right now that the artist who did that, Ryland Grant's bringing on board, and the artist who did that is going to be an artist alley, and the artist who did that is going to be here, and above them, I think I could show it. One of them is probably covered because they didn't want the sun coming through, but all three of those, 2 out of 3 of those people are going, will be there, so that'll be fun. And the artist who did this, lovely, one of my favorite pieces I had done, which is getting framed. Most of my stuff is at a framer down the block right now. I walked down to the art gallery and had the framers there frame a few of my pieces at a reasonable price. So, for Death in the Afternoon, From the Bell Tolls, are my favorite Hemingway books as a kid. Very nice. I just want to talk a little bit of this right here. My favorite is The Sun Also Rises. How do you rate Hemingway? Names like Breaking Point, The Killer's Omen, and say I actually don't like the films at all. I just don't. I think Hemingway has to be read to understand Hemingway. And somebody doesn't have to read it to me. One of my favorite things about Hemingway is his writing technique, and I think this is up there. Old Man in the Sea, The Sun Also Rises, For Whom the Bell's Tolled. Farewell to Arms is classic. And a lot of his short stories that are inside of his books, well, very good tell. Omaha was running like a well-oiled machine. We do have a pretty good system going on here for, we're very giving back community ourselves, where the homeless are being especially taken care of now because of, with the lack of people going around, they're not getting their normal handouts, so to speak. So we're kind of giving them shoes, books. Just to let you know, Stay Puft, I know if you're watching this later on, the Conan the Reader, the Crymerian, Conan the Crymerian, the little dime novels. I found a bunch of those. Real excited about handing those out. And they like a lot of Louis L'Amour. So go figure. I like Hemingway, but I do rate Hemingway a little slightly higher than Steinbeck and John Forsythe. Some people like Edith Wharton, but to each his own. And I happen to be a big Hemingway fan, always was. And I do like, Key West. So speaking of Bake isn't in this chat anymore. But anyway, want to thank you guys for being here. Paul, you have anything you want to plug?
No, just everybody stay safe.
Please. Yes. DS?
Stay safe, everyone. I've got CGC box coming tomorrow or Thursday, and then I've got that big PCH book I showed you coming.
Yep.
And other than that, there's some cool auctions coming up, and yeah, that's it. I mean, I'm just chilling here on my free time and still doing the same comic stuff that I've been doing.
Yep.
Out there.
I've got 2 items I'm going after on Comic Link right now, and they're art pieces. It's more of my passion switch to that, as well as the Golden Age and Bronze Age. I've been focusing much more on the original art. So I want to thank everybody for being here. Thank you for being a friend. We really enjoy everybody being here. We're going to close it out right now with a different. We're going to just show it right now and say mainframecomiccon.com. Please check out. Tell us what you like, and we'll have a good time. So once again, thanks everybody. Have a good one.